Hey Facebook, I'm here doing my live stream that I was supposed to do on Lapis Lazuli on YouTube. I'm going to do it here with you all. I don't know what's going on with my camera. There's like a weird film that just showed up on Facebook. There's weird stuff happening, guys. Facebook's been acting glitchy. I was just on YouTube and someone told me YouTube's not working. And I'm getting all kinds of messages and things from people. So I don't know what is going on, but we're going to get started here in just a second. And I apologize for this weird, like, ethereal film happening on my camera and how it looks so far away and everything, but I'm just going to get going. We're just going to, I'm still live on Insta. Oh my goodness gracious. Is it off now? I think I deleted it. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I think we're good, right? Yeah. All right. Whew. All right, let's go. Let's just get into it. All right. So today, obviously, I'm going to be talking about Lapis Lazuli, healing properties, correspondences, and meanings. That's my goal here today. All right. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me and see me okay here on Facebook. Let's make sure everything's working okay here before okay, you're wearing Lapis now. Excellent, Susan. All right, so give me a thumbs up if everything seems okay, except for this weird white film that's happening. I don't know. Everything was clear and beautiful on YouTube and Instagram. I don't know what's happening here on Facebook. It's Mercury retrograde, guys, right? So we got to just go with it. We got to just work through it, keep on moving, just keep on trucking. All right, so we're not going to worry about that. All right, so can I do this giveaway then? Yeah, I guess I can. All right, so if you don't know who I am, I'm Hibiscus Moon. I teach about crystal energy and I back it up with science so you can have confidence and effectiveness in your crystal work. All right, so one of our most popular stones to work with, that's the one we're going to talk about today, is Lapis Lazuli. We're going to talk about how you can work with it effectively. What are the benefits of working with it? As always, I'm going to deliver up some geology, buying tips, my 9 tips for spotting fake lapis that you need to know if you're interested in lapis. And I'm going to give away another seat to my Crystal Savvy class elective today. That's a $297 value. Now to enter, I know we're here on Facebook, so this is a little clunky. But I have to do it this way because this is the way we organized it. You have to have commented on my last YouTube video. So you have to be subscribed to my YouTube channel and have commented on my last YouTube video, which was on turquoise. If you did that, you're automatically entered. Okay, so the question today, if you can answer in the comments, is, are you attracted to lapis, or is it just like I'm not sure, not something I've gone for? Give me a quick thumbs up or thumbs down. You can put it in the comments. You can do it on the little thingy that flies by here on Facebook, however you want to do it, up to you. All right, if you click on the description link that I put at the top, that's going to take you to my companion blog post. All right, that I've already have written up for you. Oh, there's lots of hearts and thumbs up happening. I don't see any thumbs down. Can you do a thumbs down? Oh, maybe don't do a thumbs down. Maybe that's a bad thing. All right, so anyway, in that link that's on my blog, there's lots of related links to Lapis Lazuli, lots of resources there for you. And while you're there, you can sign up for my newsletter, because today's the last day I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for a while. I'm going on my 2-month sabbatical that I do every year. If you followed me for a while, you know this is the time of year that I take off until mid-January. But I will be staying in touch, but only on my newsletter for the next 2 months. So I'm going to go on that 2-month social media fast. I delete all the social media off my phone and I don't even look at all this stuff. So that's where I'm going to stay in touch with you with my newsletter. You can subscribe by going to my website, that link right above there. If you're already subscribed, remember to check your spam and promotions folder, Gmail, you know, sometimes Parks newsletters over there. All right, so if you want to know about how to be savvy about spotting crystal fakes, if you collect crystals, you love crystals, you buy crystals, you sell crystals, then you probably want to check out my Crystal Savvy class elective, okay? you actually need to take that class if you don't know a lot about geology and spotting fakes. I teach my best tips on how to spot common crystal fakes in the market, and there are new ones popping up all the time. What the top common marketing ploys are, the misrepresentations being used in the marketplace so you can avoid ripoffs and being duped by things. Some of my favorite easy at-home methods so you can accurately ID your crystal collection, plus a bunch more stuff. So if you want that, go to hibiscusmoon.com, go to learn in the menu there, then crystal classes, and you'll see it, Crystal Savvy. All right. But until then, if you don't want to do the Crystal Savvy thing, I'm giving you some lapis lazuli tips here today. Now, I don't have a lot of lapis, and we're going to get into why. I had some other pieces that were Chilean lapis lazuli. We'll get into the difference there. They weren't the most vibrant, gorgeous pieces. This is a very vibrant, tumbled stone. And unfortunately, this camera being all like grayed out like this with this Facebook, whatever is happening here. Oh, I think I know what it is. Too late to change it now though. But anyway, you can see some of the pyrite flecks in there, and it's not as vibrant as it actually is. This is like a deep, vibrant royal blue. Okay, here's another one. This one looks like a planet. And all this that's looking gray with this funky Facebook camera thing happening is pyrite. It's actually sparkly goldish looking pyrite. Okay, this is a very heavy piece right here, one that I often meditate with. I actually meditate with both of these. This one I use more for chakra work, third eye chakra work. So we've used lapis lazuli in so many ways, as far back as the evidence goes, as far back as 7,000 years ago, before current era. We've used it for talismans, jewelry, adorning sculptures, structures, actually different structures, so many different things. And it's also been well known to be used, it represents divine beings, gods, religious significance, also royalty. All right, it reflects the high status, or used to reflect the high status of the rulers and the rulers of the era, or the royalty. You might know that Egyptians really held lapis lazuli in very high regard, going back to at least, if not further back, 3,000 years before current era. All right, it is found currently even still in many Egyptian archaeological sites. You've seen it in structures, scarabs, the burial masks. I have some images of some of this stuff on my blog post, which is linked at the top here. The ancient Egyptians also used it to create cosmetics. So using it for eyeshadows, they would pulverize it and use it for this gorgeous, vibrant blue eyeshadow with the sparkly pyrite in it. And they felt it made them look more divine, more godlike. All right, then later on, during the Renaissance period, they would take that same pulverized lapis lazuli and create what we now call ultramarine blue paint. Many famous paintings that have this royal blue in it is actually lapis lazuli derived paint. All right, now some artists that want to hold true to like the ancient practices still use that, but ultramarine is no longer really made of lapis lazuli because of its expense, and it's not as easy to get anymore. We'll get into that. So Afghanistan is the world's leading source of the finest high quality lapis lazuli. That's agreed across the board with mineral collectors. But it can also be found in Chile, Russia, Argentina, Canada, Pakistan, California. There's a variety called blue wrinkle lapis from Colorado and Arizona. But the quality from all these different locales varies quite a bit, okay? And I mentioned Arizona, so something just popped into my head. I'm going to be doing a meet and greet book signing in Tucson, Arizona on February 1st. If you're going to be out there for the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show on February 1st, the 9th house. If you subscribe to my newsletter, we'll give you more details there about it. All right, so now metaphysical uses. So lapis is known for being able to strengthen our intuition, our inner vision, our inner knowing, so having to do with the third eye chakra. Also powering up confident truth telling. So we'll get into a little bit more about the throat chakra in just a minute. It protects us on a psychic and spiritual level as well as, and I also like to use it a lot for enhancing my meditations, as I mentioned before. It's really good for doing that. It also helps us to enhance and strengthen our divining abilities or divination abilities. All right. It also helps us to remove any kind of blockages we have towards moving on to the next level spiritually. So any kind of blocks to spiritual evolution, lapis will help us to move to the next level or evolve in that way. All right. So you might be wondering about the different types of lapis that I discussed before. If the energy from all the various different locales, is the energy also going to vary? So this is from a personal point of view, and you have to check this for yourself. I do feel that all lapis has a similar energy, no matter where it's from, but the energy of the Afghan lapis is definitely more intense, and that's my experience with it. You have to test that out for yourself. Okay, now, so we mentioned that it's really a third eye chakra stone, really, really great for working with the third eye chakra. It invites in better, more intense visualizations and receiving energy from this chakra, removing blockages from this chakra. If you're looking to do any kind of past life or parallel life work or viewing, Lapis Lazuli is a good one to enhance that. It's also quite powerful for the throat chakra, like we mentioned before. So I would caution someone who's not used to doing chakra work or might be hesitant of that powerful truth telling to be very cautious when using it for the throat chakra. All right, so now Lapis Lazuli is not technically a mineral. And usually when we're talking about crystals and gems and things, we're talking about minerals. In this case, it's not a mineral. It's actually a rock. So you might be like, oh, what's the difference? Mineral, rock, aren't we talking the same thing? Well, when you get into geology, you get really granular with this kind of stuff. See, one of the criteria for being a mineral is it has to have a consistent chemical composition. Lapis does not have a consistent composition. Just like granite, a lot of people have granite on their countertops. It's a rock composed of several different minerals, and the exact amount and types of minerals can vary. So it's not a consistent chemical composition, all right? The inconsistency of exactly which minerals are present in lapis is the very reason why we can't rely on a Mohs hardness with lapis. Some people will give you a Mohs hardness for lapis, but it varies so much depending on exactly where it came from because of that different inconsistent mineral content. So we can't really assign a Mohs hardness. We can't use that as a method for testing to see if it's real. Some of you who've taken my Crystal Savvy know that that's one of the ways we test minerals, and we can't really use that. We can't rely on that with lapis, okay? My microphone is slowly like falling down. Mercury retrograde. It usually doesn't screw with me much at all. Today, it's really giving me a run for my money. All right, so most lapis from other locales other than Afghanistan is usually much less expensive and less aesthetically pleasing or dazzling, okay, if it's not from Afghanistan. We talked about like the finest quality, it's agreed upon, comes from there. Lapis from other areas will have more gray in it. It will be more of a dull blue. It won't be this, and I apologize for this camera today, guys. It's not my camera, it's however it's being sent over. This blue that you're seeing, it's not doing it any justice. This is like a dark, almost verging on indigo blue, very, very vibrant, okay? Also, if it comes from other areas, it lacks the pyrite flecks, all right? Afghan lapis has little to no gray in it. The blue is very deep, very vibrant. It has that characteristic pyrite in it, okay? Now, too much pyrite might give the stone a slightly greenish hue to it in some places because it has too much pyrite. So keep in mind, the deeper, more vibrant the blue, plus the presence of the sparkly pyrite, but not too much, is the most preferred type of lapis lazuli, which is just one reason it's more expensive and a bit harder to come by, because it has to look like that. All right, we'll get into the other reason why it's expensive and harder to come by in just a bit. All right, so there's a geological debate on exactly where the deep, vibrant indigo, almost indigo, dreamy blue color comes from. All right, a lot of places will tell you, oh, it's lazurite. Well, most geologists used to agree that the blue came from lazurite. They used to think of it as the main mineral component. All right, lazurite is a blue silicate. It's in the sodalite family. But it now seems that most geologists have since decided that most of the blue in lapis comes instead from a mineral called, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, huine. And it's the last name, or huine, it's the last name of a geologist who discovered the different crystal arrays, and that mineral is also in the sodalite family. Geologists also used to say that to technically be called lapis lazuli, it had to have that distinctive blue color, that still holds true, but that it also should contain at least 25% blue lazurite. Well, first of all, most people can't go around testing that. Geologists can, but obviously that's no longer true. That's no longer the case, because being that lazurite is no longer considered the reason for the color, that part's gone out the window now. Okay, now I didn't get a chance to check right before we started, but, well, okay, we're gonna skip this part because things are a little bit discombobulated today. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to do the giveaway. All right. So we're going to do the Crystal Savvy class elective giveaway. That's a $297 value. To enter, you have to have commented on my last YouTube video and be subscribed to my YouTube channel, please. And the last YouTube video was turquoise, was all about turquoise. Okay. Then we're going to talk about the fake lapis issue, all right, and my 9 tips for spotting fake lapis lazuli. And we're going to discuss, is lapis a blood mineral? The ethics of buying and selling lapis. Why I only have 2 pieces of it, and I have more, but these are the only 2 that I felt like were good enough to bring and show off today. I mean, they're all good, you know, but when I'm doing things that are so visual like this, I like to get something that has a high visual impact. And we're going to do some Q&A. All right, so if you click on that link at the top of this live stream, that's going to take you to my companion blog post where I have lots of photos, related links, resources, and while you're there, you can sign up for my newsletter, because like I said, I'm going on sabbatical as of tomorrow's my last day. I'm going to be gone for 2 months. I'm deleting all social media and I'm doing like a break, a complete social media break and all of that stuff. So the only place I'm going to be staying in touch with you is via my newsletter. So you can get subscribed if you go to that link at the top there. All right. So again, if you want to know how to be savvy about spotting many other crystal fakes, then you probably want to check out my Crystal Savvy class elective. That's the one that I'm giving away today to 1 lucky winner. Anyone can take that class. I teach my best tips on how to spot common crystal fakes, what the top common marketing ploys and misrepresentations are, some easy at-home testing methods so you can accurately ID your collection, plus a bunch more. So you can go to hibiscusmoon.com, then go in the menu Learn, then Crystal Classes, and you'll see it, Crystal Savvy. All right, so now let's get into the fake lapis stuff. So lapis lazuli is attractive, right? We've established that. It's easy to fake, guys, and it's difficult to always recognize when it's a fake. All right, so that makes lapis a popular one to fake and one to keep on our radar. All right, so we're going to dig into this. Let's get educated on it so we know what's going on out there. All right, so sometimes a wholesaler, a miner will take poor quality and much less expensive jasper or white howlite, or usually those 2. And we'll talk about different ways of doing this. Also sodalite or less expensive calcite, and they'll dye it. And they'll be passing that off deceptively as lapis. All right. Sometimes even plastics, resins, or glass. I see that happening a lot in beads. If you buy lapis lazuli beads, watch out. A lot of times it's just straight up plastic or glass or just resin. Sometimes it's actually mixed with authentic lapis lazuli powder, so they call it reconstituted, all right, but it won't be pure because they're mixing it up with plastic resins and stuff, and they'll pass that off as the real deal. Now, lapis itself can be enhanced. See how there's a lot of gray happening here, all right? Sometimes they'll add dye to make all of this more vibrant blue and eliminate a lot of that gray, all right? That's commonly done. It's considered acceptable and not deceptive. I just want you to know that's something that happens because lapis is porous, so it will accept that dye and colorize any of the gray calcite and it make it look more vibrant, more blue. All right, I don't mind that as much as just passing something off as lapis that just absolutely isn't. All right. Remember, the inconsistency of lapis, remember we talked about that, the different minerals and how it's not consistent, so it's not technically a mineral, is the very reason why its Mohs hardness varies so much. So we can't use that as a method for testing to see if it's real. All right, so that's not part of my 9 tips, but let's get into the my 9 tips for spotting fake lapis lazuli. All right, so you want to look for areas that are too dark blue. Now, I don't have a dyed one to show you, but sometimes this calcite area will accept that blue dye and it'll become almost black. That's a good giveaway of over dye. All right, also sometimes over dye, especially if it's not polished, can rub off on your fingers. All right, one way to tell if you suspect there's an over dye job happening, take some nail polish remover or alcohol, and can sometimes work, and try to remove some of the dye off the stone. All right, it might damage the stone, so be very careful when you're doing that. Do it on a spot that you don't care so much about because it might damage it slightly when you do that. But if it comes off on the cotton ball blue, then you know there's been dye added. All right, if you do lapidary and you cut the stone for lapidary purposes, if it's genuine lapis lazuli, you're going to smell sulfur, that rotten egg odor, because sulfur is usually part of the chemical components of genuine lapis. All right, so you want to look for that smell if you're doing lapidary. Okay, another way, the third way, is to test if it's plastic, is to tap it on your teeth. Plastic is going to give you a dull tap, whereas if it's the real deal, you're going to feel that density, you're going to feel that hit, and it's going to have a higher pitched like clink when it hits your teeth. Okay. Fourth way, real lapis will feel cooler to the touch. When you hold it up, it's cold, all right? If it's plastic, it's not going to feel cold at all. It's going to be warm. So if you've got those beads in your hand, just test them out. Fifth way, again, this is if it's plastic. Plastics can melt or catch on fire. So hold it up to a flame. Take a lighter and hold it up, but be careful because I've had the plastics just light up, catch on fire. Real stone does not catch on fire. It doesn't stink. It doesn't melt. All right. Number 6, if it's very uniform, like it doesn't have a lot of different variability going on in it like these do, all right, it might be reconstituted, which is not technically fake, but it's been completely altered by man. Basically, when lapidary things are done and there's the lapis lazuli powder, because it's expensive, people sweep it up and they keep it and they make other things with it. But usually it's mixed with plastics, resins, sometimes glass, mixed with other things. So keep that in mind. All right, number 7, you might confuse lapis with sodalite, but sodalite will have much more white calcite in it. If it's got a lot of white or heavy on the white, then pass on it. It's probably just straight up sodalite. Okay, 8th way, if it has a lot of gray, it might also be sodalite again. The way to tell the difference is if you know how to do a streak test. Okay, so I teach about that in the Crystal Savvy class. You take a porcelain tile, you streak the mineral across it. Sodalite will have a straight up white streak. And you might be like, well, how? There's blue in it. Because it's a silicate, it will have a straight up white streak. Lapis will have a slightly light blue streak, grayish to light blue. Okay, so that's what you can do to tell the difference between the two. The 9th tip is the price. Okay, cheap price, it's not 100%, but it's usually a good indicator of a fake. If it's too cheap, too good to be true, then it probably is, because ain't nobody gonna sell a genuine lapis lazuli for a super cheap price. All right, let me take a drink of water here real quick. And now let's talk about the blood mineral controversy. All right, so over the last few years, you may or may not be aware, there's been a lot of controversy around the mining of lapis lazuli. I noticed in 2016 when I wrote my first blog post on this issue, which I linked to in my companion blog post that I linked to up here, there's a lapis lazuli shortage that I started seeing come to a head in 2016, and it really started making the news at that time too. I noticed it at the gem shows, the gemstone market. It began trickling into the gem market in about 2016. The issue may have started before then, but that's when we started noticing in the market. And I did an investigative blog post to see what was going on. And I discovered that lapis is still being mined. So it's not that it's not being mined, but the price has been driven higher. Now, why is that? Well, allegedly, and I'm not there with my own eyes to see it, but and I linked to some other articles that back up what I'm saying here. This is because the largest mine in Afghanistan has been taken hostage for several years now by the militia and the Taliban. Obviously, that's going to create a shortage in the supply, right? So you can read more about that in links that I posted in that blog post. So an ethical question comes up for us here, right? What do we do? Should we continue to buy lapis because the money is going to be going to them? Is that something that you want? Mind you, remember what's currently considered the world's finest lapis lazuli is mined from there in Afghanistan. All right, so at that point, personally, I made a change to our school supplies for my Certified Crystal Healer course. We used to have lapis lazuli as part of the school supplies. I made sure to not include any lapis at all because I didn't want to contribute to that whole mess. All right, hard stop on that. The Global Witness is an online reporting agency, as far as I can tell, or it's a non-governmental agency. I don't know exactly what they do, but they reported on this, and I linked to that in the blog post as well. They expose natural resource corruption. I haven't found any new information other than what they reported back in 2016. They were drawing some major attention to the problem and calling for the governments to ensure publication of mining data and to do some kind of reform over the mining and support the community of monitoring this. But I don't see any new information or what else has been done since then. They wanted lapis officially defined as a blood mineral because when you do that, certain things come into place with as far as selling and buying. But I haven't seen anything new since then. If you have, please notify me. I'd love to update the information so that we're all in the know. Personally, since then, I've not purchased any lapis, and I'm not going to until I hear that things have been restored back to normal there. I'm not going to purchase any, even if it's been around in somebody's shop for years, because that's going to create a void. I buy the lapis from that shop. Now the shop owner needs to get more lapis to replace what was once there, right? I am not preaching what you should do, okay? I don't know what the right solution is with this, and I know lapis lazuli is not the only mineral this is happening with, all right? I don't know what the right solution is. I'm just telling you what I've decided to do, and until we hear differently, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so just to remind you, I'm switching gears here, not a good segue. I'm going to be doing that book signing meet and greet at the 9th house from 5 to 7 on Saturday, February 1st. I know that's way off in the future, but if you're making plans to go to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, put me on your calendar so I get to meet you. All right. Again, if you click on that link in the description box, that's going to take you to my companion blog post where you've got the photos, the related links, all the stuff I was just talking about. And while you're there, sign up for my newsletter because I'd love to stay in touch with you while I'm on my sabbatical for the next 2 months. I'm not going to be on Facebook. Everything that you're going to see on Facebook and Instagram is either going to be an auto post, straight up authenticity here, guys, or Audrey, our social media manager, is going to be managing that. So it's not going to be me. I'm deleting that stuff right off my phone. I take a social media break for 2 months, and it's so good. I'm really looking forward to it. So I want to stay in touch with you, and the way I'm going to do that is via my newsletter, so make sure you're subscribed. You can go to hibiscusmoongift.com to get subscribed if you're not. All right, so giveaway, we're going to do that. I'm going to give away 1 seat to my Crystal Savvy class elective today, $297 value. You have to have commented on my last YouTube video. I know this is clunky, guys, because I was supposed to be doing this on YouTube. The video was turquoise, so I'm going to do that now. And hopefully this is going to work, because if YouTube is not working, is this going to work? Let's see. I'm using a YouTube random comment picker. Oh, okay. Randomly pick winner. I thought it wasn't going to work. Yes. Okay, we've got a winner, Rachel Knorr, and I'm going to let my team know. So Rachel Knorr, you email support@hibiscusmoon.com. Let them know you are the winner of the Crystal Savvy class. I'm going to tell them you're the winner. She said, I had no idea there were so many types of turquoise. All very beautiful. Indeed, they are all very beautiful. That is true. All right. So again, if you want to know more about these fakes, if you sell crystals, have a collection, you're just into collecting crystals and want to make sure you're not being duped by fakes, you might want to just take that Crystal Savvy class elective. Anybody can take it. My best tips on how to spot the common crystal fakes and all of that, go to hibiscusmoon.com, go to learn, go to crystal classes, and you'll see Crystal Savvy. All right, we're going to do some Q&A here. And again, I'm looking at this camera. It looks like there's smoke in front of me, like I'm in a smoke-filled room or something. So wacko weird. But at least I got to come on here and do this with you. So, right? At least we got to do this. All right. It's so expensive. I paid so much for a small piece. Yeah, it is. And now you know why, Jody. Yep. Hi, Dot. Good to see you here. Yes, I will enjoy my sabbatical. Thank you, Mary. Aries, hello. She said, I love sodalite as well. It's awesome, but not so powerful as lapis, and the vibration is completely different. Yes, it is. It is not as intense as lapis, but it's a great stone to work with throat chakra as well as third eye chakra as well. I agree. Well, Jody, I'm not going to tell you where to purchase authentic lapis because of the reasons I just gave you. I'm staying out of that whole deal. I'm not going to contribute to the economy of lapis lazuli. I'm staying out of it. Yeah, it looks smoky, right? It looks smoky in here, in my space. At least we're here. I swear I wasn't smoking it up in here. I swear I wasn't. Norma, the meet and greet is going to be in Tucson for the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. It's going to be February 1st from 5 to 7. If you subscribe to my newsletter, we're going to send you the details and all of that there, so you'll know where to meet up with me. The place is called the 9th House. Christina said, can you do a poster video about crystals to avoid blood minerals? Oh, that's a sticky subject. I mean, I've done a few here and there about different specific minerals. I don't know if I want to round up a whole list of things because things change in the economy so much, you know, so I don't want to just put out a list, and you just need to do your due diligence. That's what I'm going to say. And I don't want to be responsible for, I mean, not that I have such a wide impact or anything, but that's going to be a sticky one. I'll think about it. YouTube shows, wait, am I on YouTube right now? Oh my God, I am. I'm in both places at the same time? Okay, mind blown. Yeah. Okay, I'm in both places at the same time, so YouTube worked. It finally kicked in. Okay. You can't get any better than this. I mean, if this doesn't prove to you that something's up with Mercury retrograde, I don't know what does. All right, 2 more questions. I'll do two more, and now I'll do them from YouTube now that I know I'm on YouTube. All looks clear on YouTube. Yeah, it does. You should see it on Facebook. It looks kind of funny. Yeah, at first I wasn't even streaming. Apparently, Saffron, someone said something's up with YouTube today, so I don't know. Madge said I've taken a 12-year break from Facebook and it's great. Isn't that the whole time it's been alive? I love that. Okay. The replay will be here on YouTube too, but if you want to see it from the beginning, I was streaming on Facebook and I'm still streaming there as well. Yeah, I'm on both. I'm on both. I didn't know. And I went to Instagram Live before just to ask people to tell me what's going on. And that's where they told me YouTube was having issues. Okay, I'm looking for a question here. Someone said, can you year Lapis Lazuli in a gem elixir? Brandy, I think you meant, can you use Lapis Lazuli in a gem elixir? You sure can. Oh yeah, and she said use, not year. Yeah, you sure can. Now, as far as drinking it, I wouldn't, because that chemical composition is iffy. We don't know what's in there. There's sulfur in there. I wouldn't be using it for ingestion. YouTube only caught on at the end of you talking about lapis, so we missed most of it. Okay, so YouTube people, I'm going to delete these when we're done. We'll reload the video from Facebook is what we'll do, and we'll just upload it to YouTube. How does that sound? Where can you get a necklace like the one I'm wearing? This one, this was handmade. This is ruby zoisite, and it was handmade by an artist on Maui. So I can't really give you a place. It was like one of those like festivals, you know. All right, guys, I'm going to go because I need a break after this. I don't know about you. All right, everybody, I'm going to end the live stream in both places. We're going to figure out what we're going to do here with this mess, and I will talk to you all in mid-January. Unless you're subscribed to my newsletter, I'll be talking to you there soon. Okay, bye, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me and hanging in with me and bearing with me through the tech troubles. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.